Hey guys, I'm Daisho and I'm here bringing you some more Hearthstone. And yeah, I need to play an arena. Of course. Try and figure out which deck we want to play. The last time, I think we're going to play Paladin. I've done Warrior and Druid pretty recently. And both of those were 9. So yeah, the last 3 that I've uploaded were 9s. Those were just the last 3 that I recorded. So that was pretty cool. But now it's post-patch, so the highest possible wins that you can get is 12 now. So we'll try and go for that. I've only gotten 1 so far, so could be kind of difficult. But alright, so we start off really well. Hungry Crab and Sousy Captain, so it's just really tough to choose between those. No, I'm just kidding. Avenging Wrath is a really good card, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that one. True Silver Champion is great to get these off the bat. You're definitely going to want at least, or like as many as you can get, up to 3. Probably not 4, but... Okay, I think this is one of the problems with Paladin, is some of their rares aren't very good. So Blessed Champion's pretty terrible. Holy Wrath is not great, but Ancient Mage is just awful. So I'm going to go with Holy Wrath and hope that I can get some value out of it. Worgen Infiltrator I think is the best of the 3. Some people think that Light's Justice is fine, but I'm just not a big fan of it. And anytime my opponent plays it against me, I'm just like, okay. Whatever you do, whatever you want, bro. But a 3/3 taunt for 3 is not so great, so I'll take a Worgen Infiltrator, which is a pretty good card. Repentance is probably maybe not the worst. I don't know. Eye for an Eye is probably the worst, but it's a really bad secret. Magma Rager sucks, so I'll take the Raging Worgen, which is a pretty decent card. So between Gnomish Inventor and Sen'jin Shieldmaster, not quite sure which one's better. Being able to draw a card, I think, is probably going to be a little bit more powerful. So I'm going to go with Gnomish Inventor here. So Azure Drake or Sunwalker. Sunwalker can be so brutal, and like it can often just be like, wow, your opponent just says, I just have to 3-for-1 myself in order to beat that. But Azure Drake is pretty consistently a 2-for-1, or it's like almost always a 2-for-1, and it's 1 mana less, and they can't like hex it immediately, and that you still get some value out of it or something like that, or polymorph it. I'm leaning towards it, but then again, there's not that many damage spells, so the spell damage +1 is pretty wasted. But I think I'm still going to go with the Azure Drake. Just not that huge of a fan of Sunwalker. So here it's between Guardian of Kings and Jungle Panther. I think I'm going to take the card that's lower on the curve first, even though just like playing 5/6s for 7 just ends up being pretty good. Shattered Sun Cleric here. I'm not too big of a fan of Hand of Protection. You can usually get a 1-for-1 off it, but I'll take the Shattered Sun Cleric. And I really have to start prioritizing early drops, so I am going to take the Young Priestess here. This deck, it doesn't necessarily need like 7 2s like a lot of other decks do, because its hero ability is very good for putting a board presence out early, but I still do want to find a bunch of 2 drops. And fortunately here, not too much to give up. Not a fan of Noble Sacrifice at all. I think there's a lot of times where you can just get no value out of it, or very, very minimal value, not a card's worth of value. And Priestess of Elune is one of my least favorite cards in the game. All right, this is actually 3 fairly even cards, I think, in terms of power level. Mind Control Tech is one of the few cards that can get you back in a game that you were handily losing. Abomination is a good way to get some area of effect damage when you might not have any others, and I mean, I'm already 11 cards in, haven't seen a Consecration, and Demolisher is just a really powerful thing to play on an open board, but I think it's between Abomination and Mind Control Tech, and generally I like to err on the side of the cheaper cards, so I'm going to go with the Mind Control Tech. Silverhand Knight's pretty strong. 5-drop Bluegill Warrior's okay too, and I do want to prioritize 2 drops, but I think I'm still going to go with the Silverhand Knight because I think it's just a lot more powerful. Blessing of Wisdom is just a really good card. You can get a lot of drawing power off it. Acidic Swamp Ooze pretty easily there. Consecration, alright, we picked one of these guys up. And yeah, it's really nice. 2 damage to all enemies. Okay, so we got a legendary. I think we're going to go with Onyxia. King Mukla is sometimes good, but most of the time he's just like an average 3-drop, because giving your opponent 2 bananas, the bananas are 1 mana spells that give a creature +1/+1. So if you subtract those from his power, then he ends up being a 3/3 for 3, which is okay, but sometimes bananas can be really useful. Baron Geddon, I mean, it's a good card. Maybe it is really good. I'm not sure, because it like basically just attempts to sweep the board every turn. But it is a 7/5, so 5 toughness is a lot harder to kill than an 8/8, but it is 2 mana less. Then again, I am playing I'm playing a deck that has a lot of swarm to it, so playing this guy will probably just kill my guys more than my opponent. So I'm going to go with Onyxia, and I think that'll be pretty good in pretty much any situation. Take another Shattered Sun Cleric here and be pretty happy about that. Dark Iron Dwarf or Venture Co Mercenary. Let's see, got 3 5-drops and 3 3-drops. I'm going to go with Dark Iron Dwarf because I'm playing Paladin, so I'm almost always going to have a target, which sometimes that is an issue with that card, so you don't have a target. So Injured Blade Master, Mind Control Tech. I think Mind Control Tech, the random ability can sometimes just be very powerful. Take a Direwolf Alpha here and be pretty happy about that. Knife Juggler is one of the best cards. It's probably the best 2-drop, and it's really good in Paladin because you can just keep making dudes. I can take another Holy Wrath or a Divine Favor. I like Divine Favor sometimes, but it's just not consistently good enough for me to take that card. Spellbreaker is a really good card. Way better than Worgen or Noble Sacrifice. Worgen is great to play if your opponent plays like a 2-drop and you can play a Raging Worgen, then you can often just get a 2-for-1 out of your 3-drop, 3-mana 3/3 common card, which is just pretty rare. I already talked about how I hate Noble Sacrifice, but being able to silence something and still trade with a decent amount of other 4-drops is really powerful, so I like that card a lot. I'm going to take a Stormpike Commando here. Okay, so a Voodoo Doctor and Shield Bearer just aren't things that I'm looking for. Spiteful Smith is not something that I'm looking for, especially with only 1 weapon, but its stats as a 5-mana 4/6 means that it's always going to be relevant, whereas a Voodoo Doctor might just get pinged off. This guy's just going to get attacked by a couple things, and so these 2 cards just don't do anything. So I'm going to take that guy. Hammer of Wrath. You take Hammer of Wrath almost over many, many spells. Not over anything, but it's one of the most powerful Paladin cards. This kind of sucks. All these cards are bad. I guess I'll take the Murloc Tidehunter just to get another 2-drop. I only have 4 2-drops. This will be 5, which is a pretty good amount. I'll take the Blessing of Kings here. Flesh-Eating Ghoul is pretty good, but I have a lot of small creatures, and I can make small creatures too. Mad Bomber gets worse in Paladin, but it's still a 2-drop. I could take a Hand of Protection. It looks like I didn't get any Argent Protectors, which really sucks. I'm going to take a Sunwalker since I don't have too much top end. But yeah, it really sucks that I didn't pick up any Argent Protector, which is 2 mana, 2/2, give a friendly minion Divine Shield. It's one of my favorite cards in Paladin, and I think it could be the best common in Paladin. I mean, Hammer of Wrath and True Silver Champion are also up there, of which I only got 1 each, and I think only 1 Consecration as well. So this definitely isn't the most powerful Paladin deck I've ever had, but I have an Epic on color in Avenging Wrath. I have some pretty good rares that work pretty well with this deck. No Cult Masters, that would have been a good pickup, but Defender of Argus also. But, I mean, there are definitely some powerful things that this deck can do, so. Alright, so we got 2 2-drops, which is really nice. That's exactly what we're trying to do when we're on the draw, so I'm going to go get rid of those 2 cards, and we picked up another 2-drop. So that means I don't have to play the Direwolf Alpha out early. I can save it for later when hopefully I can basically play it as a 4/2 by having it be a 2/2 with 2 2/2 with 2 power, and then it gives 2 power on the board right away. So he's going to lead off with one of those. That's actually interesting. Might be able to get a Mind Control Tech off early. Yeah, because I mean it's unlikely. Like if he plays a 1-drop here or 2 1 or like 2 spells the next turn, like a Razorfin Hunter or Murloc Tidecaller or something like that, then that could be pretty... Ooh, wow. I definitely would have gone for my creature there if I were him. Dealing with 1 damage to my face is almost irrelevant at this point, and just threatening that I can kill his creature next turn would be really good for me. Well, maybe I should have just made a 1/1 there. That way I could follow up with a Direwolf Alpha and still pick off this thing and then not commit too much to the board in case he's got a spell for me. Alright, Blessing of Wisdom. That does seem like a pretty good play for me right now. Yeah, because I guarantee the card draw here, and there's a good chance that I'm going to be able to draw again next turn. Let's see, what is this? Ice Barrier? Okay, that's fine with me. He gains some life, but not that big of a deal. And then I'm just going to make a 1/1 here for the same reason that I was just saying. I don't want to be too weak to area of effect damage, and I think I actually should have targeted the Swamp Ooze with the Blessing of Wisdom, because it's more to the left, so like if you wanted to Cone of Cold and steal my guys, then you can do that. Alright, he's going to play another Mirror Image here. which is interesting. He's playing a lot of defensive cards so far, which could be dangerous if he's got flame strikes and stuff. So I definitely have to make sure that I don't commit too much to the board, and I still have some cards left in hand. But that's where this Bloodfin Raptor is really coming in handy, or at least where I hope it will come in handy, is that. All right, so here's what we're gonna. It's that I'm drawing cards while committing to the board, which is really nice. So I'm gonna go with one of those, a reinforce, and then we're gonna. I probably should have attacked first because I knew I was gonna attack, but that's okay. So I already drew 2 cards off the Blessing of Wisdom, which is really sweet. Yeah, I guess I'll just. Actually, I'm gonna attack this. I'm gonna attack that guy. I know that he can just finish off my ooze with that, but he can also just ping it, so it's not really too big of a loss. He can also, well, yeah, he could have just done this anyway, killed this guy. But yeah, he's gonna play a Senjin Shieldmaster. Not a big deal. Well, not that big of a deal. I mean, it depends on what he kills here, but he doesn't have the coin, so he's only got 1 left. So he's gonna finish off my ooze, I guess, and then make another guy. When it dies, that's not really that big of a deal for me. I have a lot of cards in hand, so if he doesn't kill my my creature, if he doesn't attack my creatures, then this could be really good for me, especially if I can Mind Control Tech steal his Senjin Shieldmaster. But it looks like he is going to trade off there, which makes sense, and then just attack me in the face, because it wouldn't make any sense to not here. Fortunately, I have this Shattered Sun Cleric in hand. Wow, he didn't even attack me? Like, I don't have a Taunt Rat, dude. You could have just gone for that. Okay, so, I don't think I want to do that right here. So what I will do, though, is Blessing of Kings, this guy. Yeah, alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to Blessing of Kings that guy. Charge over there. And over there. Okay, maybe I didn't think this out completely. So Leper Gnome is going to be able to trade with this next turn. So what I want to do is, I guess, do that and then attack him. Play a Murloc Tidecaller. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I mean, I have a bunch of cards in hand, so I don't really have to worry about that. Another alternative play that I could have taken is just like pump this guy and then traded all my little guys for his little guys, given this guy Blessing of Kings, which maybe in hindsight would have been a smarter play. Yeah, I think that probably would have been slightly better. Okay, so he's got a Cult Master. I can beat that. Elven Archer. And he's going to trade here for sure, drawing a card, which is pretty good for him, but at the same time, I am just way up on cards here. And I mean, as long as I don't commit far too much to the board and then he gets a Flame Strike out of it, I think that this game is definitely going in my favor. Arcane Missiles is a great top deck right there. But fortunately it only killed my 2/1, though I was going to use that to kill the Cult Master, so that's less than ideal. Alright, so both of these guys are 1 toughness, so they're probably both going to die this turn, or next turn rather. So maybe I should just go ahead and do that. Kill his guys, then go with a Knife Juggler into some more card draw and a Gnomish Inventor, and I'm just so many cards up on him right now. I have 6 cards in my hand, and he's got just 2. So as long as I don't commit far too much to the board, then I should be okay. I've got these 2 Mind Control Techs in hand, which is kind of awkward because when you're winning, Mind Control Tech isn't nearly as powerful, but either way. So that's not a big deal because I should be able to pretty easily ping off the Divine Shield. So what I'm going to do here is play this thing, give this guy +1, and then hope to ping. Yeah, sweet. Got the Divine Shield off. And then, I guess, no, I think I'd rather just Blessing of Kings this thing. If he draws a Polymorph, that's a little bit worse for me, but it makes me a lot less dead to something like Flame Strike if I play out this guy. I could have played out, I don't know, I could have just made a 1/1, which would have also been pretty good. Sure, you got that, and then a Defender of Argus. It's not really that big of a deal to me. I can just continue to kill his guys, and then while still bolstering my board presence, I think this turn I'll play this guy and one of these. And should I also play a 1/1 here? Probably not. Yeah, this is just very good. I still have stuff in hand in case he draws a Flame Strike, and it just seems like it's going to be really difficult for him to come back and win this kind of game. Jungle Panther, it's not really going to get there, I don't think. In fact, he's probably just dead this turn. I don't know if this thing is supposed to be able to attack. I don't think so, because freeze means misses its next attack, so that's okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can't quite kill him yet, but that's not going to stop me from playing some things out. I guess I'll go with one of those. And unfortunately, I can only play one more creature because then my board will be full. So I have to hope to hit this thing and just get a little bit lucky there. But, I mean, again, there's not really much that he can do. Maybe I should have played the Sunwalker, which is resistant against Flame Strike, so I could have just killed him the next turn. But, I mean, yeah, he can ping this thing off, but still not really a huge deal if he does something like that. Alright, so give him the old well played here. I mean, I was just in control of that game from the beginning, and the Blessing of Wisdom just drew me like 3 or 4 cards, and then from there it was basically over. I was able to just trade off cards and board and stuff, and he did not know what was going on, so it's kind of annoying.
Well met.
You here, brah?
Justice demands retribution.
Is he really just being a jerk and not, like, passing the turn, or is he just an idiot and not realizing? Because this is annoying. I wish that you could report players for this kind of thing, because like people who do that just ruin the gaming experience for everybody around them, and that's exactly what the report function is about. You want to report players who do that so they can either get warnings or banned or whatever, because I mean this kind of play is just not acceptable. It's just makes it seem like I'm playing against a 4-year-old who's upset that he lost and is just sitting there and he's like, you're not gonna take your turn for another 35 seconds. Take that, jerk. And I mean, whatever. Maybe he didn't realize, or he had to go somewhere and he forgot to click on the little X button at the top of his screen or something. But it just seems unlikely. And it's not even like I outlucked him or anything. My draw was like average. I just destroyed him. My deck was just better, and he didn't draw any of the right cards. So whatever. I mean, that's going to be the game. And yeah, I'll do one more after this. Do the maximum amount of damage I can to him, because I'm cool like that. But yeah, I mean, when I have a full board and 7 cards in hand and he's got 1, you know that something went my way that game. But yeah, let's do one more game. Hopefully one more win, and then we can call it a video. But yeah, it'll be tough to get to 12 wins with this deck. This deck's okay, but I don't think that it's really 12 wins good. I think it's more like 7 to 9. I don't know. It would be really hard to take 12, but hopefully we can get to at least 7 to get enough to draft again. I like to get at least 7 every time. Alright, playing against Gul'dan, which could be kind of scary. They do a lot of interesting and cool stuff. So I think I want to get rid of all these 4s, keep the Bloodfin Raptor. Hopefully pick up another 2 since I'm on the draw, and get off to a huge advantage here, especially if he plays a Blood Imp on turn 1 right now, because I have this Mad Bomber. Avenging Wrath is really good because against this deck, because a lot of the times they do have Blood Imps. So we're still going to coin into this Mad Bomber. Alright, so I hit myself for 2, but that's not such a big deal. I mean, that happens. Unfortunately, he didn't have a Mad Bomb, or he didn't have a one of those silly things, whatever they're called. But yeah, I'm gonna go with a Murloc Tidehunter here. I think that'll be a better play since I can follow it up with a Shattered Sun Cleric, and hopefully either make this a 3-2 or make this a 2-2 to trade with something. Oh, but he has that followed by... Oh, no, it's not that followed by spell. That would have been really bad for me. But yeah, he played 2 spells this turn, and I'm just going to be able to get card advantage out of this. Because I can just give this thing +1/+1, and then do some tradesies. Alright, so this game is obviously going very well so far. Thank you. I'm up 1 card, this Shattered Sun Cleric, or I guess 75% of a card, 60%, I don't really know how much value that is. And he's going to go with a Gnomish Inventor. I'm going to follow it up with a Blessing of Kings. Whenever I can, like, if I can get immediate value out of Blessing of Kings and still leave back a threat for him to deal with, like this is basically turn my creature into a Venture Co., that is pretty good for me. I mean, I didn't get complete value because Gnomish Inventor is not a... Oh, he drew his Shadow Bolt. That's really good for him. Unfortunate, but very, very good. I'm not really going to play around a Hellfire, which could be reasonable, but I'm just going to drop a whole bunch of things on board and hope he doesn't have a Hellfire in hand. If he does, it's probably just going to end the game, but usually people don't play Hellfire, so it's not something that I'm really looking to play around. I guess Dread Infernal was probably a more reasonable card to play around, because that card is reasonably highly picked. So he's going to go with a Summoning Portal, followed by a almost free Imp Master, and then another almost free thing. I'm probably just going to go for an Avenging Wrath next turn. I can take out the Summoning Portal first. Unless... Soulfire. Sure. Ooh, we lost that Doomguard. Interesting. Alright, what do we want to do here? I think I want to just, I think I just want to do this. Kill that thing, and then just drop an Avenging Wrath to, like, 1-for-1 kill that thing. Like, oh, shoot, 2. Ugh, I did not even kill the... Ugh, that's really bad for me. Oh well. I was hoping to at least 1-for-1, but that just ended up being a terrible Avenging Wrath. I hit 3, so I hit him for 5 damage with it, which is okay, I guess, because he is down to a low life. But he's up on cards, and I really wanted that Avenging Wrath to help out on cards. Maybe I should have done... Oh, man. I mean, that was a little... Yeah. I mean, my opponent understands that was just ridiculous, but... Alright, we got our work cut out for us here. Gnomish Inventor is not bad on this kind of board. Neither is a Stormpike Commando. Yeah, let's go with Stormpike Commando, kill a 2-drop into make a 1/1. Guaranteed value this way. We're behind, but not that far behind. Unfortunately, he can still be drawing. He's only at 17. It's not like he's at 7. But he still has to trade off boards here, and then maybe I can get some value out of the Holy Wrath. Who knows? That card is so difficult to play with. I did draw both my 1-drops, or 2 out of 3 of my 1-drops, I believe. I really should write down the converted mana cost of the cards and then like check them off every time I draw them when I'm playing with something like Holy Wrath. That's really bad for me. I have 1 Consecration in my deck, but that's going to be the only way that... And he's got a Shadow Bolt. Alright, so we're going to have to take care of this thing probably this turn. This is bad, though. 1 Consecration would be a pretty good draw here, because I can still go with a Gnomish Inventor. Alright, Sunwalker. Sunwalker seems okay. It's not as good as a Sunwalker could be, but hopefully he'll... I mean, he's going to at least have to lose his Bloodfin Raptor, unless he's got some crazy spell like Siphon Soul in hand. At least going to lose his Bloodfin Raptor and some of his 1/1s. No, he's got a Siphon Soul. So yeah, this game has just gone from bad to worse. And he's got a 1/4 now. Alright, so he's probably gonna, just eat my other 1/1. Smarter to eat it with that. Good play. Not only does he get more damage in, but he doesn't put his Bloodfin Raptor into range. Wow, that's pretty aggressive there. True Silver Champion is a great draw here. So first, I'm gonna go with draw a card, kill the Blood Imp. Got a 3. And then I'm going to play a True Silver Champion, kill that thing, and then ship the turn back. I'm really not sure why he made that play last turn, attacking me with the Blood Imp. Maybe he's like got lethal or something, or like he would have lethal somehow. But he just put me in a position where like I can much more reasonably come back. especially if I draw into a Consecration. Ooh, he had a Swamp Ooze, that's pretty good for him. And there's a Sunwalker, which is really bad for me. Kind of makes this game unwinnable, but we're still going to try and draw that Consecration. Ooh, Mind Control tech. Yeah, first we're going to do this. See what all our options are. Shattered Sun. Okay, so now we're going to go with a Mind Control tech. If we had taken the Sunwalker there, then maybe. But now 7, 10, 12, dead on board. Alright, well, that sucks. If I had taken... I had like a 50% chance to survive one more turn, but I think I really had to get the 1 in 6 chance to steal the Sunwalker in order to have a chance there. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this video. We're 1-1 right now. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.